The Chattanooga Film Festival is this weekend, so if you haven't bought your tickets, you might be like me. I do intend to go to the Chattanooga Film Festival. I just don't know which ones I want to see. John Devore, he's here. He's a movie critic with The Pulse. Thank you so much for joining us, John.
No problem.
And again, I'm so excited about this year's, the second annual Chattanooga Film Festival. Yeah. They've made leaps and bounds, but nobody has heard of these movies, and I guess that's kind of the thing with independent films, correct?
Well, no, I wouldn't say they're all independent films. I wouldn't say that they're all completely unable for people to find. There's a lot of stuff that many people have heard of before. For instance, one of the films that is going to be What We Do in the Shadows, which has got a lot of buzz on the internet. It's Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords. It's going to be fantastic. It's very, very funny. It's about a vampire coven, sort of shot real world style, so it's a mockumentary.
How vampires shot real world style? What does that
mean?
Okay,
essentially it's a vampire coven that lives in a house together, and they're bringing in these cameras, and they're showing what happens when they live together.
Okay, so this is not Twilight.
No, it is not Twilight. It's certainly, I would say sort of a send-up of the whole vampire genre, but I would say it's with Jermaine Clement involved, it's going to be hysterical.
Right, cool. So that was a good comedy.
Yes, that's one that I would definitely recommend.
All right, and so moving on, we know we have Elijah Wood coming. That's what everyone's really excited about. That seems to be the big flashy thing.
And a Iranian spaghetti western vampire flick, that sounds fascinating to me.
Doesn't make any sense.
Entirely in Farsi. So if you're not a big subtitle person, you might want to skip that one. But if you want to see Elijah Wood, I would say you probably want to come. Now, I would also say that if you've not gotten your ticket for it yet, you might be out of luck, because that one's going to sell out very, very fast.
Figured it would.
But the good news about that is Elijah Wood will be around for the entire festival, so you never know where you might see him.
That's awesome. It seems like he's doing a lot with the festival. He's not just making an appearance and then going, like you see a lot of celebrities do with these small town things.
And it's not just him. Bobcat Goldthwait's going to be there. The guy from Bill and Ted's going to be there the entire week. So there's over 50 guests at this thing.
Wow.
You've got directors, you've got celebrities, you've got all sorts of people that are going to be there making this happen.
And there's even a lot of lectures, like you mentioned?
Oh, yeah. Bob Briggs is going to be giving a lecture on film in the South. He is a fascinating film historian, drive-in movie critic. He was very big in the 1980s and 90s. He had several shows on TBS and TNT about these genre-type movies, and he has this encyclopedic knowledge of the way that the films were made, the stories behind them. For instance, you probably didn't know that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a connection with underground crime. But the mob basically financed that movie, and they took off with all the profits. He can tell you about things like that, and these are things that we'll learn about the South that you might not know. So that's going to be a fascinating thing. I would not miss that either.
Great. So if you had to say the #1 must-see film of this festival, which one?
Well, the #1 for me would probably be Roar. And this is a movie from back in the 70s, but it's an example of the most irresponsible way to make a movie ever. The director essentially got 100 lions and tigers and put them in a house and started filming a movie. It was supposed to be about conservation, but no one was able to wrangle these animals.
Well, yeah, lions and tigers, right?
Right. And so there were injuries, there were attacks. Melanie Griffith almost got mauled. She's in the movie, a very young Melanie Griffith.
Roar, it's called, correct?
Roar,
okay,
yes.
So we can find out more about these on, what's the website?
It's CFF, I'm not sure actually. Chattanooga Film Festival.
ChattanoogaFilmFestival.com.
Right.
They have all the movies on there. You can look them up. Thanks so much for being here.
No problem.